This week, staff with Austin's Homeless Strategy Office are working to clear an encampment in southwest Austin, where dozens of people have been camping for years. It's in an area behind shops along the Gaines Creek Greenbelt near the Violet Crown Trail off 290 in Mopac. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez talked with city officials, local advocacy groups, and a woman who calls the encampment home about what happens next.
To some people outside these fences, it's an area filled with camps and trash. But to Salem, it's home.
It's devastating because it's much more than a cleanup. It's uprooting people that have been here for years and years. We weren't homeless. This was our home.
On Tuesday, the city of Austin announced it was clearing camps behind the Southtown Square Shopping Center and moving people who live here to a shelter, including Salem, who's lived here for about 2 years.
We've got our dogs are buried out here, our friends have died out here. And this is one of the hardest things.
Craig Plackes and other nearby business owners raised concerns in March. Now, as this cleanup begins, he hopes the city doesn't lose sight of what he calls a big issue.
We could all say, oh, it's too little, too late, or, the bottom line is we have to look forward. And, there's been a lot of growing pains for the city, and I think hopefully they're going to learn from that.
The goal is once everyone is relocated, Austin Resources recovery crews will launch an environmental cleanup effort to clear out all the debris and trash and try to restore the creek and the Greenbelt area. Once that's done, police are expected to ramp up efforts so that no one else resettles here. But advocacy groups say fixing this problem means making sure people's needs are met at the shelters so they don't return to camps.
I think the reality in our community right now is that the rate of homelessness is increasing faster than the rate of shelter and housing. And so as long as that's the case, we're going to continue to see encampments pop up.
A problem city leaders say is hard to address, but they're working on it.
We increase the resources to get people back into housing. We end their homelessness. And then for those people who are still experiencing homelessness today, providing some resources to keep them and the community safer until they're rehoused.
For Salem, although she's saying goodbye to a place she's called home, all she can do is keep going.
And I think that moving forward, people just need to be a little bit warmer towards homeless people. We're just trying to survive.
In Southwest Austin, I'm Kelsey Sanchez.
Kelsey, thank you. Now, in recent weeks, the city's launched new efforts to increase shelter capacity for our unhoused neighbors. Last week, city leaders approved reopening the old Salvation Army shelter in downtown Austin with a new operator. The city's also doubled capacity at its bridge shelters, putting 2 people in each room instead of 1. Leaders are looking at setting up shelter beds at a warehouse in southeast Austin as well that's currently being used for storage for the Austin Convention Center.